These are nice.
The Dodger? You like the Dodger?
I like and I hate the color. I'm sure it must be awful to keep clean. But it is
it's
so
white,
yeah, it does not get warm.
Right,
It's nice in the middle of this crazy beating down on your brain sun. This stays remarkably cool.
Ah. Okay, here we are on this beautiful sunny day in Tortola aboard sailing vessel Bella Luna. I'm in the aft cockpit and I'm going to go down below to give you a little tour of Bella Luna's interior. The aft cockpit comes into this aft cabin, which has these two berths. Some storage back there and down there and up here, and behind the door here there's a hanging locker. Going over to the starboard side, it's a mirror, same thing, lockers, hanging locker, and this aft head, toilet, all of the gear hangers, mirrors with storage behind, and this shower. Nice cockpit grating floor with a sump pump underneath, a little locker there. What I like about this aft cabin is that whoever's sleeping back here when the boat's underway at sea can wake up and jump up into the aft cockpit where the helm is in about 2 seconds. Just jump up into the cockpit. Also from back here, it's got this wind speed direction and depth instrument and a ship's clock. Also 2 vents there for the S-bar forced air diesel heating system. The aft cabin also has this large mirror as soon as you come down the steps. And a little bit of shelving up here. Also, from the aft cabin, you have a little port right here to look at what the crew's doing out there. Nice. Now we'll work our way forward into the galley. The galley features this very nice Corian countertop with these 2 pretty deep sinks. Faucet, here's a vent for the water tanks, and a saltwater faucet. In addition to the fresh water being able to be pumped by an electric pump, there's also this foot pump here and another one here for salt water. One thing I really like about this galley is the stowage for the plates and bowls and mugs and cups all in here. If you're underway and in a hurry and doing dishes, don't quite have time to super dry them before you stow them, even if you put them in there, they will drip dry through this grating onto the countertop. So a little light right there. And this port to get some breeze in when you're doing the dishes. There's also this sliding locker area back there. Handing over to the outboard side. There's a nice galley locker stowage space there. And the big fridge right here with the coal plate in the back. Also, there's a freezer right here with a cold plate in the back as well. Microwave. And then right underneath we have these 2 temperature gauges, one for the freezer and one for the refrigerator. Gets about to -12 after we run the engine for about 10 minutes to cool it. We watch it all the time, and when it gets up to about -3, -2, then we run the engine again. Also, your water tankage gauge is here, and you can switch it to one of 3 tanks. And we have galley lights, exhaust fan, the gas valve for turning on the propane, all very conveniently located here. We've got a Force 10 3-burner propane stove with an oven and a broiler. Some very nice flush cabinetry drawers. And a much larger pull-out drawer here. We keep our garbage bags and Ziploc bags. And this guy here for some pots and pans. There's a vent right here for the Espar forced air diesel heating system. There's also this access panel for looking at the engine. That's done with this little handle here. Take that handle and put it in there and turn, and put it in here, and there we go. Turn. There's Volvo Penta diesel engine. From here you have access to the starter motor and also the fuel filter right here. There's more access to the engine from right here in the companionway for the center cockpit. Comes out like that. Here's a front view of the Volvo Penta diesel engine. Right here is a compressor for the refrigeration, and here is a compressor for the water maker. It's got really nice sound insulation. You can really barely hear this engine when it's running when these lockers are closed. Now we're in the main salon. We'll pan around and then we'll go through it. First, right here we've got a foul weather gear locker. There's a little EPIRB right there. Ship's manual library. And over here, the circuit breaker panel. It's a 24 volt boat made in Sweden. Here you can see voltage is at 28 right now, and amps are at about 2 amps going out at 24 volts. He's got color coding for some of his circuit breakers here, like the green ones are everything that he needs when he gets underway, the winches, the chart plotter, the VHF. The yellow ones are for the lights. And there's the switch for the refrigerator compressor, which we only turn on when the engine is running. When you turn that on, a little green light goes on to say that it's working. Then when it's brought the temperature down, this green light goes off, and then we turn the circuit breaker off, and then we turn the engine off. Also in the nav station here we've got a North Star GPS, a Furuno radar, an ICOM single sideband, and VHF. Here's a B&G instrument display for wind speed and direction and depth. A little speaker for the single sideband. Ship's clock, barometer, XM satellite radio control, and iPod. A little navigation desk there with a little flip up for chart storage underneath, and drawers right here. Also, underneath the seat here is storage for most commonly used tools. Easily accessible. Moving forward on the starboard side, he's got this very nice salon seating here. And this locker is for the radio and some storage space for equipment. Here he's got this very nice flip up for a little LCD TV, which is also on an articulating arm, so you can pull it out and position it in different places depending on where everybody's sitting. Very nice. Here, another little locker. Looks like the control for the water maker here, which is engine driven. Panning over to the port side. Got some storage lockers on the side there, some bookshelves, more locker space for food. Shelving along the back rest there. Another cabinet back there. These really nice cushions which have a synthetic leather beige colored cushion, and they're covered with these cotton covers to prevent the leather cushions from getting dirty. And you can take the cotton ones off and just wash them easily. I've got this hatch here which lets a good amount of light in and ventilation. Open that. There we go. Fans, lights. Oh, speaking of which, I really like these. You can get these lights at Walmart. They run on AA batteries, and they're LED lights. I remember when AJ said that he was in that storm getting to Bermuda and took on some water and lost his electrics, and they used those little lights for cabin lighting during that situation. Here we've got these really nice chairs. They're very comfortable, and when you go to sea, they have this little hole right there which lines up with that hole there, and then you put a peg in it, and then they don't go anywhere. Very nice. Over on that bulkhead is a very nice photograph that AJ took of some beautiful Caribbean island place. Now we're going to move into the forward cabin area. There are two mirror cabins, starboard and port, with this wall in between. Each cabin has two bunks. Right now that's all got stuff stowed in it. But on the starboard side here, this is where Monique and I have been sleeping. I've been in the upper bunk and she's had the lower bunk. There's nice pull-out drawer storage there. And locker storage here. And each berth has a light and a fan and a little shelf and a lee cloth which attaches here. And also a nice little locker there. That's the starboard side. And going through this door, you can see a little look at the port side, pretty much the same thing. Finally, up forward, we have the forward head, which has these two doors in it for access from either of the cabins. I have these little locks to keep them open. There's this very large mirror, gigantic, and there's the very nice sink, shower, storage area underneath. There's a button for the sump pump for when you take a shower right here. There's the head, more locker space right here for cleaning supplies, more big shelf locker space here. Nice hatch right here. Let light and ventilation in. What I really like about these hatches is that they have this slide out thing for shade, which is so important out here in the Caribbean. Also, the forward head has this bulkhead here with these very nice wooden panels covering it. The panels are velcroed on, and I'm just going to pull this one back to show you the collision bulkhead. And there's some siphon vent plumbing in there. So if the boat ever hit anything and the forepeak locker got opened up and filled with water, it wouldn't get past this collision bulkhead. Very nice feature. And that's the interior tour of a Swan 48. She is a racing machine made for carrying like 10 crew aboard on a long, fast offshore racing passage. She's very nimble and optimized for speed. It's been really fun sailing on this boat. Got a little spoiled maybe, but hope you like the tour. Hi there!
Hi.
How are you?
Fabulous.
Whew, it sure is hot. So what do you think of the interior of this boat?
I think it's nice.
Yeah, what do you like about it?
This is kind of dumb, and I don't know if you showed this, but I like how the The handle on the aft head is the lock to get into the head.
Uh-huh.
Do you notice that? Because the one in the forward head,
Yeah.
it's a little awkward. It has this little hook on the bottom that if everything is bouncy, it's just you either have to bend over or get it or just close the door.
Uh-huh.
But on the aft head, behind, it has that long handle that comes out.
Yeah.
You just bring it down and put it in, and it has a little mold that it fits into, and that's how the door is locked open.
Really?
It's like the easiest thing in the world.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like that. I like how the dishes drain.
Yeah, that's
really
pretty cool.
Having actual chairs
Yeah.
when you're in port is a treat.
Yeah.
It's got a nice setup. The way that the dinette kind of curves around, and it's very good for entertaining. Everyone's kind of there. And even though it is a galley that's separated, it isn't totally open, you can still see everyone. So that's nice.
So the cook can converse with the people sitting in the salon. It's not as if the cook's like stowed away somewhere in a little room. Yeah.
Yeah. The forward cabin is nice for 2 people. I can imagine with 4 it would start to get a little crowded.
Yeah.
Especially since to get into the port side,
Yeah.
you have to walk into the starboard side.
That's true.
So
that's
the
true.
people on the port side have a lot more privacy than the people on the starboard side. Not a big deal, but you know, I guess if you're trying to sleep and you've got people bumbling in and going out. Yeah, I like all of the hatches. It gets a lot of light. And the way the ports are set up all along the edge, they're kind of high, they catch a lot of light, which has been nice.
Nice. Comfy boat. 48 feet on deck. She's a lot bigger than our boat, Paragon.
It is a comfortable boat. I think it could be more so, but it's not set up to be a live-aboard boat.
No, it's
so
really
it's missing
not.
a lot of the little things that would really make it comfortable.
That would indicate that it's somebody's home. Yeah, it's more
It's
of
definitely not a home. It's I'm going to be here racing or on a passage for a week to 2 weeks, and you know, I have my stuff in a duffel. I'm going to put it in this little locker, and then I'm going to go.
Yeah. This boat is a racing machine. Absolutely made for speed. Great. You looking forward to going to St. Martin?
I am.
Me too.
That happens.
Tortola is nice.
Tortola is nice. If we're going to be here for another day and we have time, I would love to go snorkeling.
Yeah. Well, there's good snorkeling and scuba diving in St. Martin, as you'll see next. Well, thanks for watching, guys.